In the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most compassionate. Peace be upon you. اسمي خالد العياط from Ministry of Education, Sultanate of Oman, Sharqiya South Governorate. Hello. Welcome to English for Me series, Grade 10, Semester B, Unit 1, the last part and the last video, the last lesson, which is about how to write a story. Let's get started quickly. Imagine you are describing, open your skills book, page 8. Imagine you are describing the setting of this scene from the Kraken. This is the story, we know it very well, we studied before, the Kraken. Write a description in your exercise book. Use the ideas around the picture to help you. Remember to use past narrative tenses. Today we are going to know how to write a narrative essay or a narrative paragraph. We are going to write first about the time. Decide the time of the day, in the morning, the evening, the afternoon, the time of the year. In summer, spring, winter, autumn, the year. In 2000, in 2010 century, in the 19th century. And you have to speak about the weather. After the time, we have to speak about the weather. Describe the sky, it was clear, and the weather, the sky was clear, everything was calm. Everything was calm. Describe the colors of the sky, it was blue, the sea, patterns, temperatures, it was hot, cool, cold, and the wind died, it was blowing very hard, everything turned upside and down. Okay, then we move to the landscape. Landscape, it means the view, the whole picture, what you see in this picture, the landscape. Okay, you have to describe the buildings, the people, the animals in the picture. Think about location, where in the beach, for example, in mountains, in the wadi, the color of the landscape, greeny land, greeny trees, the age of the people, the age of buildings, young boy, little girl, don't say girl, little girl, young boy, the size, very big, colossal, huge, massive, tiny, very small. You have to write these adjectives. Then we move to write about senses. Use the senses to describe. Senses, it means what you see, what you hear, and what you smell. Okay, images. Use similes and metaphors. We know what's meant by similes and metaphors to create strong images. For example, as a simile, the Kraken was as big as a whale. As big as a whale. Its tentacles were deadly weapons. This is a metaphor. Deadly weapons. Then we move to exercise number 2. Discuss and write. Read the incomplete story below. Work with a partner and use the prompts in brackets to complete the story. Be creative. Okay. The beginning. When you begin a story, you have to write the date, the day, when exactly. One day, last year, I, the character here, the hero, I had just arrived at my school. Then you have to describe the setting, the place. We can say it was a cold morning to describe the weather. Okay, we move to rising action. I was walking towards my classroom when the meanest, the worst student in my school stood in front of me. Then you have to describe this student, this bad boy, this bad student. What can you write here? We can describe the student. We can say that he was as big as an elephant. Then we move to the climax. I tried to walk past the student, but he said, "Wait." Then we have to describe what the student did next. We can say that he grabbed my bag and tried to open it and take my things. This we describe what he did. Then we move to the following action here. Describe how you felt. I can say that I felt very angry and nervous, or I felt furious. Very good, but if you can't write furious, you can say very angry and nervous. Then we describe what you said or did. We can say that I shouted at him and I fought him bravely. Then we come to the resolution, the end of the story, and we can say that luckily Mr. Khalid, our teacher, came in time when he saw us fighting, and he punished this bad boy and punished him. I'll never forget that day. This can be a kind of a story or a simple story about a day in your life at school. Okay, now we move to our skills book at the back. Open your skills book, page 55. Now open your skills book, page 55. This is an example of a story, The Snake Prince. Okay, what can you see in this picture? A very old lady. She was scared from a snake. Okay, and while this is a young girl was standing in front of her and beside the snake, and she wasn't afraid, while this old lady was afraid, as you can see. Okay, we are going to see what happened in this story. One day in a small village, an evil stepmother told her kind daughter. As you can see, we started one day in a small village, the setting, the characters here. A stepmother? No, an evil stepmother told her daughter, or told her kind daughter. Look at the adjectives here. Give strong meanings to the sentence. Kind daughter, to collect some crooked pieces of wood. Crooked pieces of wood for the fire. The daughter worked hard, searching for the special pieces of wood. Soon the poor daughter sat down on the pile of wood she had gathered and started to cry. She knew that whatever she gave her stepmother wouldn't be good enough. While she was sitting, a snake slithered by and started to talk to the girl. He asked the daughter about her problem. At first, the girl was shocked and scared by the snake. but soon realized that it was a caring creature, a very good creature, a kind creature, and explained her problem. The snake agreed to help and asked her to hide him inside the bundle of wood and take him back to her house. He explained that when her stepmother saw him, she should ask her stepmother's permission to marry him. The girl followed the snake's plan and returned home with the wood and the animal inside wood. When the stepmother saw the sticks, she shouted at the wood wasn't twisted, that the wood wasn't twisted enough, and kicked the stack of the wood angrily. Suddenly, when she saw the snake slither out towards her as if it was about to attack, the wicked stepmother was frightened and screamed at the daughter to remove the snake from the house. The girl agreed as long as she could marry the snake. The mother agreed to this and told the daughter to leave the house with the snake. As they left, the little girl and the snake, the creature suddenly changed into a handsome prince, into a gentleman, because the girl had been good to the snake. This is the resolution. The prince thanked the girl for caring about him when others had been cruel. Cruel, it means unkind. He asked the girl to marry him and live in the palace where she wouldn't have to work carrying wood again. Unfortunately for the stepmother, she has had to do all her own work even ever since. This is the resolution. Okay, as we said, this is the setting, the place, and the time of the story. Rising actions, the rising action. While she was sitting, the rising action. Soon the poor daughter bile gathered. The climax here, the snake agreed to help. This is the climax of the story. Her falling action, then we come to the resolution. Thank you very much. I hope you have benefited a lot from this unit. I think it was very fruitful. Thank you very much for following me. See you later, alligator, inshallah, next time. Goodbye. It's me, Khalid Al Ayyad.